Tennessee versus Georgia is not just about football. It is probably the most common question that I get asked as a realtor by people who are relocating to this area. Are you ready to find out who's going to win this battle? So you're ready to make your move to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and your realtor asks, have you ever considered Georgia? Even though Chattanooga borders the Georgia state line, moving to one of these states could cost you thousands of dollars each year. So let's go ahead and break it down for you right now. Hey, I'm Chris Roberts, a licensed realtor here in the Chattanooga and Cleveland area, helping people just like yourself make smart moves in real estate. And yes, I am licensed in Georgia too. Now, what's likely the first thing that you put into that search field when you're looking for a new house? If you're like most people, you want to compare the home prices when deciding where to live, but what about those hidden costs? Things like taxes, income taxes, property taxes, even sales taxes. Those things can make a huge difference. So today, we're going to compare those hidden costs in both Georgia and Tennessee, two beautiful states with very different financial impact. To make it real, let's go ahead and compare two examples. And first, we're going to take a peek into the life of an individual who is earning about $70,000 a year. And then we're going to look at a family of four with a combined income of $175,000. Which state will give you the most bang for the buck? Get ready, get set. All right, first up, we're going to have the income tax. Now, this is going to be one of the biggest things that people will point out when it comes to living in Tennessee, because we don't have a state income tax. There are only 9 states in the country that don't collect income taxes. And maybe you're wondering, is Georgia one of those 9 too? Well, no, it's not. Georgia taxes your income at 5.49%. Now, what does that mean for that change that's jangling around in your pocket? Well, for an individual that's making $70,000 a year, that's going to be about $3,600 a year in Georgia state income tax that you're going to pay to the government. And for a family of 4 earning $175,000 a year, that's going to be a whopping $9,000. That's $9,000. I mean, come on, it's a vacation, a few car payments, and a serious dent in your mortgage. So if you're a high earner, Tennessee's looking pretty sweet right now, isn't it? Well, before you pack your bags, let's dig in and look just a little closer. While no income tax does sound fantastic, having a state income tax isn't always a bad thing. So in Georgia, the state income tax helps fund public services like schools, healthcare, and critical infrastructure. So that means better roads, parks, and community services. Plus, Georgia's reliance on income tax allows for slightly lower property tax and sales tax rates compared to Tennessee. Now, this can lead to more affordable homeownership and lower day-to-day expenses for families. As an example, let's look at the property taxes in Chattanooga and Ringgold, Georgia, because I own houses in both those areas. So since my goal is not to bore you with millage rates and mathematical equations, let's look at my house in Ringgold. It's a 1,400 square foot home on a little over half an acre, and our property taxes in 2023 were about $1,700. A similar home in a similar type of area in Chattanooga had $2,100 worth of property taxes for the same year. Are you wondering what your home could look like right here in Chattanooga? Go ahead and click this link above and check some out. Now, if you're a veteran living in Georgia, you do have some really great property tax incentives like the Disabled Veteran Homestead Tax Exemption, which exempts up to almost $110,000, reducing that taxable value of the home. And in Tennessee, there is a property tax relief for disabled veterans, offering relief on the first $175,000 of a property's value. So both of these states do have solid incentives for those that have served our country. And remember, property taxes will vary from county to county, so be sure to check the local rates before you go ahead and make that move. Now, here's where things take a little turn. While Tennessee has no income tax, the sales tax makes up for it. And this is typically what you're going to find in states without an income tax. The sales tax helps to fund critical infrastructure and state programs instead of collecting that income tax. In fact, in Tennessee, our sales and use tax makes up for 60% of the state's total tax revenue. Georgia's average combined sales tax is 7.35%, while Tennessee is the second highest in the country at 9.55%. Now, what does that mean for your pocketbook? That for every $1,000 you spend, you're paying about 20 bucks more in Tennessee. So that Volunteers jersey just got a little bit pricier. Sometimes they even have great UT swag at Costco in Georgia. So you can go ahead and have the best of both worlds, where you'll live here in Tennessee and you get to pay no income tax. And then you get to go down to Georgia and pay a lower sales tax. So I know that I am not the only one that takes advantage of doing that. Would you take advantage of that kind of scenario? Let me know below in the comments. Plus, you also get to save on gas prices when you fill up at stations here in Tennessee. Georgia taxes its fuel at about 33 cents a gallon, whereas Tennessee is at about 27.5 cents a gallon. Now, these are fairly middle of the road as far as gas taxes go around the whole country, but when you look at the average price per gallon that you pay at the pump, Tennessee will always be cheaper. So right about now, in the beginning of 2025, Tennessee is about 20 cents a gallon cheaper on gas than it is just across the border in Georgia. So let's pull this all together. In Tennessee, you get to save thousands on income tax, and in some cases, you might get to save a little bit on property taxes. But Georgia's lower sales tax can offset some of those savings, but that is really dependent on how much you're spending. So which state wins this financial picture? It's Tennessee. The absence of that state income tax provides substantial savings for both income levels. And although Tennessee's sales tax is considerably higher, remember, it is the second highest in the entire country. The overall typical spending patterns don't wipe out the savings that you're going to gain from having no state income tax. Plus, if you want to live a little bit further out of town like I do, you can often wind up with slightly lower property taxes too. If you want to learn a little bit more about where I live, go ahead and click this link right up at the top here. So I know that this video didn't have pretty pictures of houses or fancy food, but the substance is real. This is one of those sorry, not sorry situations. My number one priority as a real estate agent is to make sure that you have the information and resources needed to make the best informed decision possible. Now, did I go to summer school for math when I was in high school? Yes, absolutely I did. I do not like math at all. So I appreciate the time that you spent getting nerdy with me here and not falling asleep for too long. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, whether it be 5 weeks or 5 months from now, go ahead and click that link below in the description to set up a Zoom call with me so that we can talk about something other than arithmetic, please. Now, all joking aside, get in touch so that we can start to turn your dreams into a reality right now. And before you go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for some more insights into life here in Chattanooga. And until then, happy exploring.